What's up here?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing the Stanley Parable. Now, I've heard a lot about this game and how it's like a very unique experience, and I'm not sure like what it is, but I think it's like your actions depend what happens throughout the course of the game. So let's just start playing, and also playing with the new mic. The end is never, the end is never. Yeah, see, like, it sounds
This
right.
is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
They have
Employee
numbers.
number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at
With
his
one
desk,
finger?
telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished
I would
every
think
moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Okay.
Stanley was happy.
He was happy doing that.
And then one day, something very
Not me.
peculiar happened.
Not me.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
What if I just don't listen? Okay, he hasn't. Okay, never mind.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, I guess Stanley decided that, not Stanley, I guess they decided that it was a day off for everyone and nobody showed up because it was the day off. Right? That could be
When
something.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, my name's not Stanley, so I should probably go through the right
This
door.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh yeah, sure, of course I would.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all. Just as but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Is there an open door on my right? Oh. Oh, so yeah, now we can't go back, and that's how the story changes throughout the game. Well, hold on. What's up here?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Then
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
oh wow,
Someone
I
you've
feel
been
so special.
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Myself?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley.
Wait, it said I'm asking for her. For who?
Yourself, to put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who is her?
She's been waiting.
Who is she? Who is she? Definitely not a loading zone. Yep, told you.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Sure, I'll pick it up. Whoa, the screen just got bright like a freaking flashbang. They also made me put in the time.
Is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. Alright.
I'm also 427 on my
there we
apartment.
go. Alright now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
What's
Who
that
wanted to commit
supposed to
their
mean?
life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
No, heck no. I'm not going in there.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Well, I guess I better stay for some bread. Hey guys, this is just Feature Me While Editing. A lot of this part goes on for a very long time, so I'm just gonna cut some of it out. Now, back to the video.
Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I don't know, man. I think I want to be at work. How long do you want me to wait to not push it? How long do I have to wait? I'm sorry, man. I'm pushing it now.
You see?
Just not
How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
You told... Let me through. Let me through. Let me through. Open sesame.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
What?
A button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Please die. What just happened? Does that count as like some sort of ending?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, this time I'll go to the meeting room.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Sure.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Now, what if I just stayed here?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I don't think my boss is there. If nobody's here, why would he be here?
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Can I go
He
home?
considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
Am I going through the
None
same
of it
doors?
made any logical sense.
What
And
the?
as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet?
That's what I wondered like
down?
5 minutes ago.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Yes.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Where am I?
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation.
Wait, what if I just go backwards?
His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
And that's when you wake up during a lucid dream. If you
And then perhaps
tell yourself
the
that,
strangest question
whoa,
of them
why
all
haven't I waken
entered
up? Boom, you
Stanley's
wake up.
head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that?
Really?
This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
Is this how I
would
sound?
prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Are you sure?
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
That took
He felt
insanely
the weight
long.
of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons.
I'm still
Please.
walking.
It's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my
No,
job.
seriously, I just got a
All I
trophy. You
want is
can't
my
jump.
life
And it says, no,
exactly the
seriously,
way
we
it's
disabled
always
it.
been. My life
Get your
is
first
normal.
trophy awarded for getting
I
any
am
of the other
normal.
trophies as your first.
Everything will be fine. I am okay.
What's going on? Those letters.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a
Jeez.
boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What just happened?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
I'm Stanley. What are you talking about? Well, my name's not Stanley, so I should probably go through the right
This
door.
was not. Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
What? I thought this was the
Rose,
Stanley
got
parable,
dressed,
not the
gathered
Mariella
her belongings, and walked
parable.
to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man
Named
who had stumbled
Stanley.
through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and
This
what
game is
isn't.
messed up.
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose
She worked
impressions
at the
of her
same
would
office
affect
Stanley
her
did.
career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Goodness, we're back here again. Is there a way to... Hold on. Begin the game again. Okay, I thought there was a way to check endings. Okay.
All of his
I'm gonna
co-workers
listen.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, we're gonna do everything he says now
Yet
from
there
now
was
on.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This is an entirely different building, I swear. Executive. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast. Money, what? I don't think I've heard that one. So this must be a dream, because in dreams, mirrors like are really weird. Or at least if you are lucid dreaming. Is this the... Okay, so this is...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Yeah, I am.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
I can't leave.
What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Oh.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs, trying to...
Shut up.
By simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer
Why did everything go black?
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Frick that, I want to go back to my boss. I thought we were going to go see my boss. But what is this? What if I fell? Oh, you can't fall. It wants me to go down? Can we go up? I guess. I clicked up, not down.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
That's not good.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
How about escape? Why is it in big goofy letters? Sure, we'll do it.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Why are those screens all out of place like
strength
this?
To find out.
Maybe I did. I don't know. Does any of us know?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals.
Mine's like 247 or something, right?
On a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Yeah, down there.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated?
I thought you just liked it. Okay.
Blindly?
Who was 104 and why was he fired? And who was 601? Why was he fired? Or she? Or them? I don't know.
No. He refused to believe it.
Dun,
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I feel blind right now. I can't. It's just flashing
Here was
colors.
the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold
I don't think I
reality
like
of
this
his
place.
past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Oh.
Oh, Stanley. You didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
That's all I wanted.
I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do.
Like what?
You're supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If
No.
you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do.
I have all the power.
And I believe you'll find this pertinent. Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode.
You just
emanating
planted those!
by complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say
Get me out of here.
2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Oh yeah, definitely, especially when you're gonna blow me up.
You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
I hate you.
Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere
Oh,
moments
you.
until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk.
I hate you. I've hated you this entire time.
Where we're going. What all this means.
Wait, am I?
barely know where to start.
Wait, 1, 2.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
Oh, we have to press the buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're
1.
gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
2.
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of
Where's
course,
3?
That was merely in this instance of the story.
I didn't get it.
Sometimes
Where's
when I get it,
3?
I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons
3?
endlessly and then
Is that 3?
dying alone. Other
3.
times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone
4.
inside.
We're almost
or I
there.
let it burn to a crisp.
We're almost there.
I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing.
Amusing to you?
Watching
You're a
try and make sense
psychopath.
of everything and take back the control wrested away from you.
I pressed the
is
buttons. What's going on?
I almost hate to see it go. But
I don't know what to do.
What we come up with on the next go around will be even better. My
What about this
goodness,
door?
Only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what?
You
Damn
are
it.
crazy.
I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious
5?
additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow.
Oh, it goes up to 5?
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
No,
Did
I
you
have a
just
clear
assume when
idea.
you saw that timer that something in this room was capable
My controller is
of
vibrating and I have no idea why.
Look at you, running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
I have no idea what this purpose is. But he knows I'm in a game and now he's laughing like a creep.
You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death.
Oh,
You're only
you.
still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
Why? What
This
is
not a
wrong
challenge.
with you?
It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world.
I'm gonna
that's
press any
fine.
key to send back.
But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then...
I don't know what to
No
do.
Just you being blown to pieces.
I have a feeling it's gonna like be pranking us.
For your life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part
What?
of the
What?
joke. And believe me, I will
7,
be laughing at
6,
every second of your inevitable
5,
life
4,
from the moment we
no.
fade in until the moment
No.
I say,
No.
"We erupt."
Well, I don't know if you saw the rest of that because my camera like cut out, but that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.